Well, I think we're just kind of like rambling now.
Yeah,
we fun cutting this down or cutting it up into different things.
I'm thinking of sort of making it episodic. Yeah, like rants of a Whovian, and then like have like a subheading kind of thing.
Can like pull different things from different
exactly just like mesh them together. Yeah, that'll be coherent.
I think I'm obsessed with Doctor Who more than I love it, if that's weird. It's not my favorite TV show. My favorite TV show is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm so obsessed with it.
Yes!
But,
so good.
See, the weird thing is, like, I don't, like, when we can talk about the new series, and I don't come off as crazier than you, I just know about the classic series when most people don't, and I don't think I even, I mean, I have spreadsheets, that's a bit weird, but, like, I don't think I have that much knowledge besides, like, basic things of what went on.
Which is more than I do at this point.
Which is more than other people do, but because other people don't know it, I come off as, like, this obsessive person, but from my perspective, it's kind of like if people kept going on about the 6th and 7th Harry Potter books, and it's like, guys, there's like, all this stuff that came before then that's, like, character development and setup, but people are like, but the special effects are terrible, and these are the ones we all, because these are dark and angsty, and we don't really care about the fun, cheesy ones. Actually, that
makes sense. That actually fits really well.
My roommate from last year, I would talk about it, and she kept going like, I keep forgetting that Gallifrey used to, like, be a thing, and hasn't always been the last of his kind, which I think might be kind of jarring for people going back, because if that's, a lot of how you conceive the Doctor's identity, that's not how it's always been. Really interesting thing, well, in my opinion, is I think it's in Kinda or Snake Dance, which is the 5th Doctor episode. Tegan, who's one of the companions, gets possessed by the Morrow, which is, like, this demonic influence thing. But then the Doctor is able to, like, go into her mind and save her, and he says something to the extent of, like, the reason I was able to do this is because I'm so good, or something, as opposed to the dark influences in Tegan, which then contrasts that to Amy's choice, where the Doctor's like, I only picked the best. Can't you see this darkness came from me? So, like, there is character development. There's a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like 5... I love the 5th Doctor, actually. I think he might be my favorite now. Mostly because, like, I'm usually like, and then, like, regeneration is how it goes, but I'm actually kind of annoyed at Colin Baker for taking over for me. Like, I feel like that was him at his, not like, but the Doctor as a character at his height of his goodness, and then he started getting darker since then.
That's interesting.
But the 5th Doctor went through a lot of crap, man. I feel bad for him. Adric died. Nissa left. Tegan left in a pretty bad way. A lot of his later episodes were just really dark. Like, Kill 'Em All, Warriors of the Deep were basically everyone but the Doctor Tillo when Tegan died. Was it Resurrection of the Daleks is known for having a higher body count than the Terminator.
Wow.
But my point was, yeah, there is character development, and I think that's really interesting contrast. But yeah, 11, I almost feel like, as going back to the 9/11 comparison, 11/9 comparison. The 9th Doctor almost has this, like, outward darkness, but, like, inwardly he's kind of, like, cute and cheesy. He's called Christopher Eccleston cute. But, like, the 11th Doctor has this outward, like, I am fun personified, but he's actually, like, really dark inside.
That's interesting.
Which, sometimes that's interesting when it comes out, and sometimes it's just like, dude, you're not terrible. Please. And I don't even think Moffat thinks the Doctor is a terrible person, because he said some time about, like, I don't remember what the context was. It's like, he's the best man there ever was. And I think you can see that kind of, like, it came out in the Wedding River song, like, that the Doctor isn't really like this, however the Doctor thinks he's like this, but it's, I don't know where I'm going with this, but...
Yeah. It's the complexity again.
And I think complexity is good.
Yeah.
I like complexity. However, I just want it to be fun again, and I want to, like, not have to watch it and just be like, how much is this going to offend me?
And if people really want to watch that, hey, where...
Should watch me ramble on about Doctor Who.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
Recognize me as the obsessive Doctor Who fan from Phantom.
Yeah, I mean, there are people who will relate to you, so I'm sure that. So what do you think of Clara intersecting with Classic Who? Like, when they showed her...
I loved that.
Did you love it?
I loved that a lot. Because, well, I always get really happy when there are Classic Who references in New Who, but...
Where these were, like, big.
And actually one of the things where they showed the 7th Doctor, hanging off a cliff, that actually, like, Then there was a literal cliffhanger to one of the serials, and there was like no good explanation as to why that happened. He just like dangled himself. It was like, oh, actually the road was blocked, and he was trying to get around it, but like that doesn't come out. And so it's basically like, and then the doctor dangles himself. So it was like retconned into like, and then it was the Great Intelligence's doing, which was kind of somewhat better. I did love that they brought the Great Intelligence back, though. That was which is one of the reasons I love the Snowmen so much. Was it lots of two references, because that was a second Doctor villain who came up multiple times and then just kind of like disappeared. So then they brought it. Not entirely sure I liked the way that wrapped up was great, but I was happy that they brought it back, and just the whole. Yeah, no, I loved Clara and the Doctors. So.
Even like one thing,
I am not sure I liked the fact that she's the one that was responsible for him like. There are multiple versions of like how he chose the TARDIS.
Yeah, that was what I was going to bring up, because the TARDIS says that I chose you, I stole you, and then he stole it, but really, and so I was just like, is Clara going back in time to tell a Doctor to choose this one? Is that the TARDIS is doing?
Possibly. Because
then the TARDIS would be able to say like, I stole you, if the TARDIS was able to.
Which is then an interesting question, is Clara a Gallifreyan? Is she a time lady, or is...
Because now she is interacted with the time vortex.
Or more like when she was interacting with the first Doctor, when she's on Gallifrey, is that like time lady Clara, or...
Oh.
Mark Strickson actually said, like, they didn't know what to do with Turlo, so I just wound up in various states of bondage. But he would just have, like, locked in a dungeon or a shed for... like, long amounts of time. That's one of the reasons I don't like, The King's Demons, is, like, Turlo gets thrown in the dungeon for reasons. And Tegan's actually like, where's Turlo? Doctor, we need to find Turlo. And the Doctor's like, oh, well, whatever, we need to find out what's going on there. And then they go to the dungeon to look for the Master TARDIS, and then it's like, oh, Turlo, what are you doing here? It's like, oh. Poor guy. Yeah, no, and Tegan, I really like Tegan when she gets to be a character as opposed to, like, a person to be put in distress and or just ask questions. But, yeah, no, like, Tegan and Donna have a lot in common as far as, like, calling the Doctor on shit. Tegan even more so. Like, I love Tilo and Turgan. I love their, like, weird toleration relationship thing. I don't know, by the Awakening they're just kind of buds, but she didn't like him at first, which is valid because he was trying to kill the Doctor. But like, I don't know that when they shifted from like being people who don't like each other and tolerate each other to like being people who like are buds and just like giving each other a hard time, because Tegan kind of treats people who are trying to kill her and her close friends in the same fashion.
Interesting.
Except for Nyssa. But, like, she kind of talks to the Doctor in Turlo, like, the same way she talks to people who are trying to kill her, just like, I do not take crap from you! So she's nice to, like, random side characters. But...
Interesting. I like that. I think we should wrap
this
up.
We should stop. I can think of more things I can talk about.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you taking time.
Thank you for letting
How much time?
It's like
an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you for just letting me rant about Dr.
You know, I'll try to figure out what to do with this footage, and then
just own it forever. I have 45 minutes of me ranting about goats. Alright,
well, thank you.
Obviously don't use that part.
No problem. I can edit.
Yay!
Yay!
Probably take a very long time.
Bye! Bye!